In today's episode, a pen will be used, a Miata will do the big funny, and a tractor will provide suppressive fire. The last time I gave you advice like this, I got demonetized, so this time there's a disclaimer. Do not put military jet engines on your car. It is not safe. Anyways, this is the creation of Chris Lenz. He paid over $10,000 for a Motolet M701 turbojet engine that was being used in Czechoslovakian trainer jets. I will save you the technical details, so all you need to know is that this jet engine provides around 2,000 pounds of thrust. Without the jet engine, the truck needs around 15 seconds to reach 60 miles per hour. But with the jet engine, it takes only around 9 seconds. So technically this is a hybrid car, right? A big part of fatal accidents on racetracks happen because of stationary cars getting hit by others while driving at high speed. Here's an example of a crash that luckily everyone got away with unharmed. During a spec Miata sprint race, a driver lost control after going wide. He spun out of control and ended up backwards on the track, where other drivers could not avoid him. If his car would end up standing sideways on the track, there would be a lot less crumple zone to absorb the crash, which means the outcome could have been a lot worse. When people in Brazil are not busy storming their government buildings, they like to go racing. This is COPA truck racing, and as the name suggests, they race trucks. But that's nothing new, right? What is new though is this crash that happened last year during a race. A truck rear-ended another one, which resulted in a spectacular faceplant for one of the trucks. As those trucks are fitted with roll cages and other safety measures, nobody got hurt.
Roberval e Beto bateram, rodaram, que panca feia ali com o Djalma. Vamos de safety car.
During the FIA Middle East Rally Championship, a driver from Qatar crashed after someone drove his ATV across the rally stage. The rally driver had to sacrifice his own car to save this guy's life. Objectively, this is the best outcome, but I would be slightly pissed as the driver.
Fuck me. Jesus Christ! Whoa, 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 whoa. Fuck that. It's not that, stop
The Porsche 935 was a race car built specifically to fit the FIA Group 5 specification. It dominated racing series and won the 24 Hours of Le Mans, where it has beaten all of the prototypes. It had a twin turbocharged flat 6-cylinder engine and weighed less than a ton. A early variation of this car had the iconic Porsche round headlights, but to help with the aerodynamics, it got even more iconic slant nose design, thanks to a loophole which allowed the Porsche engineers to put the headlights in the front spoiler. In this footage you can see the K3 variation that won the Le Mans race being driven on a public road. The Toyota GT86/Subaru BRZ platform is usually known for their owners spending money on everything but power. However, this guy thinks differently. This is a gobstopper 3, all-wheel drive, 940 horsepower coming from a Subaru EJ20 engine and a weight of only 940 kilograms. This means it has a power-to-weight ratio of 1:1. Let's not ignore the insane aero parts like the massive wing, diffuser and the cantilever suspension similar to Formula 1 cars. Can you guess this car by the sound? Correct. This is a V12 1500 horsepower Leopard 2A7 tank. From what I've heard, some Russians will hear the older brother of this tank very soon. Having a tire puncture in a normal car is for sure a scary experience. Having a tire puncture in a Mercedes-Benz C11 Le Mans car while doing a full send for a qualifying lap is slightly more scary. This is how a tire blowout at over 300 kilometers or 200 miles an hour looks like. One of my viewers really wanted to show his Toyota Corolla. The catch is that it has over 800,000 miles or over 1,200,000 kilometers on the odometer. It makes my Lexus LS400 look like a brand new car.
I got that guy there so I can ride in the carpool lane. It is a race car, as you can see. Tape fender skirts for aerodynamics. I just want to show off my new exhaust pipe. And then we go over to the side a little bit. And then we go up a little bit more. Yeah.
Do you think older race cars are slower than modern ones? Well, I would like to remind you that back then there were fewer regulations, which meant the engineers had more freedom to make their cars faster. This is a 1988 Nissan GTP chasing a modern 2011 LMP1 car. The problem with Miatas, when it comes to drifting and even track driving, is that their wheelbase is rather short. This means if you are too slow with your steering wheel movement, the car will snap oversteer you into the gravel pit. Just like here on the Mugello racetrack, where the new ND Miata really dislikes turn 7. You think your flame tune is cool? Well, as it turns out, it ain't shit next to Lance Bulldog spitting some fire. On a serious note, this happens because of the fuel pump running too strong. A few weeks ago, Toyota presented two concept cars that are on paper very similar to each other. Both of them are electric, both of them look like the famous Toyota AE86 from Initial D. The big difference is how their electrical systems work like. One of them, called the H2, uses hydrogen fuel cells to power out the electric motors. The other one, called the BEV, uses a battery from a Prius. The reason behind the project was the motto, carbon neutrality to protect beloved cars. What do you get if you combine the best stuff from Sweden and Japan? Exactly, you get the most bulletproof combination for a car. A Volvo 240 swapped with a turbocharged Toyota 1JZ engine that makes over 600 horsepower. Have you ever dreamt of becoming a Formula 1 driver? Well, unless you started driving go-karts at the age of 4, it may be too late for you. What's not too late is this: Superkart. Superkarts use a 250cc engine, a 4-to-5 speed transmission and aero parts to reach speeds of almost 250 km an hour. No power steering, no ABS, no traction control, no differential and no seat belts. I'm not sure about this, but I don't even think they have a proper suspension. Another week, another subculture I have never heard of. This is a tandem mini truck, and this specific one is a Chevrolet S10. Basically, owners convert their boring, normal 4-wheel trucks and add another axle to have 6 wheels. It's also from where the tandem in the name comes from. Tandem axles, normally used in semi-trucks. There's a big chance you have never heard of the Hyundai Tuscany. That's fine. All you need to know that 15 years ago, some Hyundai owner in Korea decided to race a Lamborghini Murcielago and won. I am sure you know this creation by now. This is a Peugeot 205 rally car. A few episodes ago I told you it had a 16-cylinder engine from 4 destruct CBR 600 bike engines. But as it turns out, it had a lot of different engines so far. Right now there's a 20B rotary engine in that thing. But there was a time where a V12 from BMW powered this little monster. My Discord server members may have found the best sounding tractor ever. Meet the Volvo BM810 pulling a heavy load. You know what is a bit cringy? Locking up your brakes if you have no ABS. You know what is a bit funny? Two cars doing this at the same time, by accident. There are only two opinions about the Toyota Supra. One that says it's the best car in the world and the other one that says it's overrated. Wherever you are, I think we can agree that as long as it's not electric, it's good. Here is a 1200 wheel horsepower Supra with a sequential transmission doing a pull. Traction is not an option. In case you ever wondered how a steering rack works, because I never did, here's a cool video that shows the mechanism. There's a rack and a pinion gear set in a metal tube where each end of the track sticks out from the tube and is connected to an axle rod. And I definitely didn't copy-paste this from Wikipedia to pretend to know what I'm talking about.
Our rack gear, which is the output. So as we turn that, it moves that. We look in the center, this is the actual piston. Depending if we have hydraulic pressure on which side of the piston is going to determine which way the piston moves.
This is the blaster, also called the BMW flamethrower. It is an invention to prevent carjackings that were very common in South Africa. Basically, if there would be an attempt to steal the car, the driver would flip a switch and release a 5-meter flame to scare off the thieves. As it turns out, owning flamethrowers in South Africa is legal and unrestricted. But as expected, this device was overpriced and criticized by media that claimed it would make criminals more aggressive.
This man invented the blaster.
I would get into the car, first of all arm the system.
He says drivers should put their hands up and then step on the gas.
On my Discord server, Volvo fanatics are reminding me that I could have bought a Volvo 5-cylinder powered car instead of my Lexus. And I must admit, there is a tiny bit of regret when I hear stuff like this. This buggy was fitted with special wheels to cross muddy terrain, but unfortunately some laws of physics decided to end the adventure right next to the trailer. That's everything for today. Thank you so much for watching and have a nice day.
That doesn't make sense.